right. Welcome once again to another segment of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host. Now, let's go over the rules for the rule breakers. Sports therapy is sports entertainment only. We do not give medical advice. This is just sports entertainment only. Although I have and I am a certified counselor, please do not call me doctor. I have not earned that right yet. Today's show is brought to you by Crown Royal. Yes, that is my drink. A little bit more about the show. Call us. You will have 2 minutes to call, and you can either rip, rant, laugh, or kick some knowledge about all things NFL related. Now, on Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr., we don't talk about politics. I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Democrats are doing, nor do I care what the Republicans are doing. But I will tell everybody, go out and exercise your right to vote. Now, we don't talk race relations, nor do we talk sexual orientation. All are welcome. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. is streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you are web searching and you just trying to figure out what the hell am I listening to, you are listening to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Now, this is week 8. Week 8 in the NFL. Now, keep in mind, now, if you call in, you can talk about a specific event, i.e., bad call, bad popcorn, bad parking space. Yeah, the person you sit by you in the stadium stink or whatever. Even if you're in your own living room, we don't fan shame on Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Now, although I might get off the sidelines and kind of partake in your conversation, but keep in mind that it is what it is. Now, this is week 8. Week 8. I normally open up the show and say, you know what, this week was wild and woolly and all that good stuff. But you know what? I was prepared to get in my own seat because my commanders had me on the ropes for a while. But they pulled it out. That's right. Now there was a lot of excitement. Anytime you're watching the NFL games, I don't care if you're with your friends, family, even by yourself. It's just excitement on top of excitement. Normally, normally I go to, like I said, man, my little hangout is Buffalo Wild Wing. I go there and I get down with all my rowdy friends and all that. But it is what it is. So hold on. Let's take our first call. How about that? Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Okay, I see. We're going to start off with some technical difficulties. See what we got here. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Hello? Let's try it again. Sports Therapy. Hello? Hold on, caller. Hold on. Let's see here. We're going to try something different. Hold on there, caller. Let's see here. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr.
Hello?
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 Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes?
All right. Is it Jay once again?
Yes, it is.
Jay and Grand Prairie. Jay, now you should be just on cloud 9. Tell me about.
I am. What? Good old Andy was in there playing good, looking good, made a few good stops.
Now, Jay, I always ask I try to get around to asking all my callers about your game meal. What was your game meal for today?
Hot wings.
Hey, you can't go wrong with them hot wings. So now let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game. So who did your Saints take on today? think it was. Didn't you guys take on the Raiders?
So yeah, we took on the Raiders.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, I see you all happy because normally you call in, you talk about, man, we ain't playing no defense, da 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 da. So what's up? Are you here to rant, rip,
We were
or kick some
no, I'm
knowledge?
here to celebrate. I'm here to celebrate.
The floor is yours.
That was, I think that was a good game. We got some good stops in today. And like I said, Andy was looking good. Uh, we, we could do a little better, but hey, a win is a win, so that's what it is.
Hey, now you all went out on your shield. Now we talking about, I believe the final score was 24 to nothing. Now,
Right.
I always ask this question because I only do it to tease you, Jay, for real. Because earlier this week they made an announcement in Who That Land that you guys are gonna go with the Red Rifle for the rest of the season. So regardless of how Jameis is feeling, you guys are gonna go with Andy Dalton, and the reason behind it, I believe, is because he gives the offense a better chance at winning. It's almost like the offense is more suited for his style, and so that's what I was hearing. Now you in the Who That family, so how you feel about that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Plus we get Tyson out there. He he seems to also fit better with when Andy's out there. So I like that.
Because I know
Like
one.
that.
I know one particular play I was watching. It was right before halftime. Because what I've noticed about the Saints is that the Saints have always came out the block like with guns blazing, and then for some reason the defense seemed to let you guys down, but the defense didn't today. Y'all held on. Y'all look good from beginning to end, and hey, how about that? Who that said they gonna
Yeah,
beat them some?
we look way better than last time. I don't know what was going on last time, but it was working out. Keep Andy in the game because it's working out.
Keep Randy in the game. Keep Randy in the game. So now you all gonna allow James to even attend the games? He's not gonna be able to play.
He come to the game. He come to the game. But keep Andy in the game.
Ah, the red rifle. The red rifle. The Who That Nation. Now I'm like I tell people, Jay, I don't just get out of bed and wing this show because I actually do some research. Now I believe that the Saints, your Saints, are only I think you guys are only like a game or two out of first place because you got other teams taking care of business for you. The Ravens took care of earlier this week, which was on Thursday night football. The Ravens took care of Tampa Bay, and
Yay.
and Tampa's having some problems. TV. I know you feel sorry for TV Tom. He's going through a divorce and why he wanted to retire and all that. So,
Yeah, that's it.
and the Carolina Panthers are having a going out of business sale. They're selling their players off left and right. So the Saints are, the division is still within reach. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what are you guys gonna do about Michael Thomas?
We can go to the next question on this.
Because when he's out there, he's making a difference. So, I don't know if it's because he don't want to be on the team anymore, or now it could be injuries. Because to me, he strikes me as the type of player that just he likes playing. So I don't know.
Yeah, he likes playing. I think it's his injuries. He gets injured a lot. Well, man, maybe this ain't his year. I don't know. But Kamara doing good, so we good.
Now, are you guys prepared to possibly lose Kamara? Because remember, this summer, I think he was in Vegas and he got into this fight with him and some of his homies. They and allegedly, because in this business we have to say allegedly. So he allegedly they beat up some guy at a hotel getting off the elevator or whatever. Now I know there's video of this, so I know that there's I know that the person is suing him, but I know that the league is getting ready to come down with some punishment too. So there could be some possible suspensions coming down the pipe for Kamara. So are you guys prepared for that?
I mean, that's gonna hurt, but I think we'll be all right.
So now tell me.
That will.
Go ahead.
I mean, that'll hurt, but I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Now one thing I've
I
noticed.
ain't looking forward to it, but yeah,
But you preparing for it.
yeah,
Now one thing that I've noticed is that with Andy as quarterback, Andy Dalton as quarterback, the Saints are the Saints can go back to playing the old system, where getting Taysom Hill involved. Because I saw there was one particular play where he came in playing his usual position, which is all everywhere. 1 minute he came in as a played the quarterback
quarterback.
position for a second. Then they slid him out to tight end. Then they slid him out to a wide receiver. Then he was in the backfield for a second. And I think Andy gives him it gives the coaches more options to do more. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
But now we've been ragging you guys defense for a while, but I will tell you, um, this was early in right before halftime. Tyron Matthew, better known as I think what is his nickname, the Honey Badger. He made a key interception on defense, and to me that was just about like I was telling you. What I have noticed with the Saints is that they, you guys get off real early, get off in your scoring because I think Saints was up 14-0, and it looked as though Vegas was getting ready to make a run. The Raiders were going to make a run. And then all of a sudden, there was a key interception by the Honey Badger, and that just kind of put that momentum back in the hands of Who Dat Nation. So it was all good. It was all good.
yeah.
You should be back flipping and, and karate chopping and whatever y'all do that in Who
I can't
Datville.
do all that, bro. I'm live.
Yeah, yes, sir. That was a good quality win. That was a good quality win. Well, Jay,
We needed that.
thank you for calling, and good luck
All
with
right.
good luck with your trick or treating if that's what you gonna be doing tomorrow night.
Yes,
but
sir.
hey, appreciate you calling. Okay, hey, give me that
All right.
call one time. Give me that same call. How y'all say it?
Who that today gonna be some Saints?
Who that? Who that nation? All right, Jay. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Discover Crown Royal blended Canadian whiskey, patiently fit for a king. Expertly blended since 1939. Now, after a long, hard day of crime fighting, man, I reach for a bottle of Crown, and you know what I say? I say, Crown me, baby. Crown Royal. Drink Crown Royal responsibly. Every time. That is my drink. All right, let's see what we got coming up here. Hold on. Sports therapy with F.A. Jr.
What's going on, buddy?
Chris, the Cowboy fan. What say ye, Chris?
Oh, it's turned out to be a pretty good Sunday.
Yeah, I made it did. So, what was your game meal, Chris?
Hey, you know what? Last week we talked about how I wanted to see our offense kind of support our defense and step up a little bit more. And man, I swear they're listening to your show. That offense was balanced today. It was pretty even kill, and we there was times when Chicago kind of stepped up, but we owned that field tonight. I really feel like we did.
You know what? And I am a Commander fan from head to toe. But I'm objective when it comes to other teams. Okay, I may not be all the way objective, but I tell you what, Chris. I From a Cowboys fan's perspective, if I could put myself in some Cowboy fans' boots, you guys look pretty good today. You did because who's the rookie that you guys bought up? What's his name? For that took
Oh man,
Zeke's place for a minute. Was the kid? What I think his last name was Davis. But anyway,
yes,
I didn't see a drop off in the offense. In fact, Dak looked a lot. Dak looked a lot better.
Dak looked like he got stronger. They also looked like uh, they were running like this more explosive, more balance between pass and run offense, and he was able to keep a good mixture of both. And I mean, that first drive, I don't know what else you can say other than, I mean, they dominated that. Just went down the field with a hefty balance, got their receivers in the game early with Gallup, and that was beautiful. I mean, it was just a little dish pass, but it got Gallup involved, and everybody started to step up. And I was worried that we were going to stumble without Zeke in there, but he throws a lot of good blocks in the backfield. But I don't really feel like we missed Zeke tonight. I mean, just going to go out there and say that I think Tony Pollard stepped up big for us tonight.
I tell you what, man, I have to go back and reevaluate what I've been thinking about Tony Pollard. Now, I don't think he's an every down back, but I don't think the Cowboys need an expensive running back like what now. I'm not hating on Zeke's money. At the end of the day, I'll tell everybody, hey, get your money. But I just think that when they brought the rookie in and the way the offensive coordinator coordinated the game and called that game with a good mixture of when to get Pollard involved, when to get the offense. And you know what? I'll tell you who really showed up. And I think he's always been there, but I think that they was very simpatico. You said a big word I use between Dak and the tight end because that was always one of his safety blankets. And man, he came through.
Dallas runs a very, I mean, it's very balanced, but they rely heavily on their tight end. So Dalton Schultz coming through the way he did today was beautiful, and especially 2 weeks ago he had that knee strain that kept him out. But yeah, Dallas has always been great with the quarterback and tight end just being, I don't know, like in each other's heads at all times. It's always been a safety blanket for us to use that tight end, and it's nice to see Dalton Schultz kind of coming into his own with that.
Yeah, but see, when you got those receivers that comes through and clear out that middle, because you got to run with those guys. You got you know those guys coming through that clearing that out, and it just makes the perfect just a perfect route for the tight end to come right in there and sit in that space and boom, you know.
Absolutely.
And the
Yeah.
Bears just did not make an adjustment until maybe halftime. And they didn't make an adjustment like the Cowboys. I'm like, hey, they're pretty much running the same play, guys. Boom. But if it's not broke, you know,
Don't fix it.
don't.
Yeah, and Chicago's still relying heavily on Fields. It's that's going to be their offense. Now, don't get me wrong, he ran up and down the field on us, but it's just I don't see a whole lot there for them right now, and I see what they just did with Philly trading off who was that defender that they traded off, Quinn.
Yes.
He was pretty much their cornerstone on defense. So I don't know what Chicago's thinking right now, and there's a lot of history, rich history of football in Chicago, but it just I don't know. It was kind of lackluster. I thought it was going to be more of a dogfight, and it looked like it could be at times, but it just got to a point where Dallas ran away with it.
Well, I thought the Bears were going to come out and muddy up the game. I thought they were going to come out and just make it into like a hand to hand type. We're gonna run. You guys gonna run. And Cowboys came out the starting block, and all of a sudden the Bears had to change. They kind of got back to doing what they do because at the end of the day, they are a running team. They've only got one real wide receiver as a threat. The kid name was it Moody.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only real offensive threat in hell. When you roll over a safety over that gives some support to your cornerback, that's kind of going to shut that out. But their game, it was just run. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys look balanced. They because I was starting to worry about how long can the defense continue to carry the offense. You know.
Yeah, that's definitely been a focal point, and definitely years past, especially last year when Quinn came over and took over our defense, and we had that top 5 caliber defense. Well, they kind of drop off at the end of the year. You relied on them for 16, 17 games, and they can only do so much. But if you run a package like you did tonight, where you have a very balanced offense, that stellar defense, that top 5 defense, that's a championship caliber team. Now, I'm not going to be one of those Cowboy fans. It's our year. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Come on
But
now,
we're positioned to do it.
come on now, you guys are supposed to be in the Super Bowl every year now.
That's the expectation. It.
But hey, now let me play devil's advocate here. Let me play devil's advocate. Now, do we set Zeke? Or because there's this faction, there's a Cowboy faction that want Pollard to receive more plays, design more plays, get that guy more involved. And I'll tell you what, from what I saw today, you might want to just kind of like and let Zeke kind of like set his ass on the let me hit my cussing bell. You might want to let Zeke sit down a minute because they looked a lot better with the young rookie um, running back, along with having the offense more catered towards speed. That's just me.
No, I mean, I see what you're saying. It's definitely evident. It's evident every time Pollard touches that ball. He always makes a case for himself being that number one back. You could go as far to say, there could be games for Pollard. There could be games for Zeke. Do you want to take Zeke fresh in the playoffs when you get to that point? There's conversations to be had everywhere. We're definitely fortunate to have 2 strong backs. Can we maybe position one as more of a fullback as a running back? Maybe play them both. There's the possibilities are endless, and it's if they play it right, they've got a stellar squad here.
Well, see, I'm thinking more of something similar to how the Saints use Alvin Kamara. He's a featured back. But his game, his style is not so much running between the tackles as it is a little bit around. Not everything is not around the end, but it's like more swing passes, more getting this guy. Because hell, you don't know what he could easily come out the backfield and be another receiver. You can line him up in the slot, but the offense is more geared around what that guy does best. And then every once in a while, as a change up, you bring in the big back. They used to have Murray. I don't know who the hell they have now, but the offense is more geared towards Kamara. So when I think of Pollard, I'm thinking more like that, if you know what I mean.
But absolutely, and I mean, look at tonight's production.
Yes.
He had 14 carries.
Yep.
And he the offense just seemed like it was more. It wasn't tied down. It wasn't anchored. It was more free to flow through, running him out of the backfield or running him in that slot, whatever it was that they needed from him. But last year, or not last year, but in the offseason, there was a lot of talk that Dallas didn't need the 2 backs anymore. So Pollard may end up going someplace. But Dallas came back real quick and was like, no, we're going to find a place for him in our offense. And I think you're starting to see why. I think he's definitely the back Dallas is going to kind of want to lean towards. He's quick. He's good. He's showing he can go up the middle. He's showing he can go out the side. I mean, the possibilities are endless. It looked like a completely different offense with Pollard as the back tonight. It didn't look like your same old, Kellen Moore drawn up offense. Here we go again. There was more excitement to it. There was more, they had more fire to them. The intensity was just different than it was even last week with Dak coming back.
Oh, I agree.
That's my opinion, though.
But Chris, I'm thinking more in the line of the ball is spread around. See, you can spread the ball around, but when you spread the ball around with speed, the defense that you get the defense in of a reactive mode, and that's what I saw today. I saw the ball going from the you know what I mean. But with Zeke in there, it seems like okay, it slows the offense down, and everybody know what you guys are gonna run. Hell, I'm on my count saying okay, this is what they're gonna do. But I saw something different. I saw something totally different, man, with Pollard today. It was like, okay, CeeDee Lamb, they were spreading around to CeeDee and the other receivers. You got the fullback, not the fullback. I'm sorry. You got the tight end involved, but they wasn't just where okay, we got to draw up this play to get it in the hands of these guys. But I think what happens is that when they play like this, I think Dak don't have as much time to think. Because I think when he starts to think a lot, he screws up. I just think when he just plays in rhythm, then the Cowboys become a little bit more dangerous. If that makes sense.
The key word there is the rhythm. That rhythm that he can build with that offense. Now, when you've got your six-figure back in, you feel obligated. You got to get him the rock. You got to let him pound and go for it. But Pollard isn't your six-figure back. You're free to spread that ball around to get all your receivers involved, your tight end involved. So that is where I think the advantage is for Tony Pollard. And it can be moved around that way.
And not only you got your six-figure back in there, you got the owner up in the press box who's paying him saying, hey, what the hell am I paying this guy this much money? And he only carrying the ball, what, 2-3 times a game? You know what I'm saying? But I just think when they get that rhythm, because I saw there was a couple of plays where Cowboys, they had a good rhythm going. And hell, Dak called his own number. It's like, what the hell,
Keep it moving.
Yes, indeed.
And, look at the interception right before the half. When we're trying to break the momentum, Chicago was building up. He wasn't in a rhythm. He was trying to force it. He wasn't really going off of the design of the day, and we got into trouble. But when he sat back and he reevaluated the situation and went with the game plan, I mean, we were red zone, end zone, whatever, when we were playing with that intensity that was definitely there today.
Yeah, and that's what I think. And like I said, I'm not part of the Cowboys coaching staff. And if you and I, as just layman fans, can see this, obviously, those who get paid a lot more to evaluate the game from a different perspective than you and I should be able to say, wait a minute, with Pollard, there seems to be more of a rhythm, more balance. Everybody's involved. Dak don't feel obligated to hand the ball off to get this person involved. It's like, okay, now he's just playing good music. And that's what I saw.
Absolutely. But, don't get me wrong. There's still a type of game that Zeke is going to be the better back for. Those slower type of plays those games where you don't have to have that full-fledged intensity because their quarterback's not a runner. Everything's a little bit slower. Those are good games for Zeke, and he still got traction for those. Tonight was definitely that game for Pollard where you wanted to go, hit your custom belt, but balls to the wall. You wanted to go all out today.
But see, Chris, I think that style carries over to the defense because when you're playing the Cowboys, and you know how I feel about you guys, I love you guys. But when the Cowboys have a 2-touchdown lead, that's when they can turn the dogs loose on you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They can turn the dogs loose with that defense. And as long as is there you're within say a field goal or touchdown, then because that's the kind of a game that I thought the Bears were going to try. They tried to get that way. They got it close. I thought they were going to try to make it into a hand-to-hand combat type, but the Cowboys kept putting their feet on the gas, and it caused the Bears to kind of get out of the game plan that they wanted to do. And then basically it was like, okay, hey Fields, go make a play. Yeah, young man, go make a play.
Exactly. It was putting the world on his shoulders, But I don't know. It was a good win going into the bye week. You got some guys banged up. You're going to give them a couple weeks to heal up, and I mean it's good motivation, and it's just a good way to end the first part of the season for the Cowboys on, because now it's going to be a dogfight. Now you're going into Green Bay. You got Minnesota.
Yeah.
This is definitely a big win you want to catapult yourself into the bye week with.
Yeah, but Green Bay ain't your father's Green Bay, man. They're not your father's Green Bay, you know. But here's the thing, though, man. I know that there's gonna be some. You guys got some time off now, so that means there's gonna be more time for controversy, Chris, because now you're gonna have that little faction that's gonna be saying, "Wait a minute, we need to get Pollard involved, and let's set Zeke down. Let's cut him. Let's trade him. Let's trade him." Cause I have to be like, okay, nah, it is what it is, you know.
Hey, you're right. You're right. And you know what? That Jerry Jones thrives when the media's talking
Oh
about
yeah,
controversy. So I wouldn't be surprised if the front office kind of put something out there. But it's definitely it's hard to end your first part of the season on such a high note without your starting back in, because that just makes that conversation that much easier.
I agree. Well, Chris, thank you for calling, and go turn a few backflips because you guys deserve it. I was prepared to be in the seat myself. I thought I was gonna need some counseling, some therapy myself, but hey, man, my commanders pulled it out. So, and it is what it is, brother. Hey, I appreciate you calling, man.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
Hi, you too. Sports therapy with FH Junior.
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother? It's Brandon Cooper from Grand Prairie, Texas. Your very personal Ravens extraordinaire, my brother.
What you say, brother Cooper?
Man, I'm good, man. My apologies for last week, man. My allergies got the best of me. I work for the city of Irving, and I was working their Halloween festival, man, and my eye had swole up, man. I looked like the Martin episode, my brother.
Hey, man, a lot of people don't remember that Martin episode, but I do. But hey,
Look,
Brandon,
man.
what say ye about your Ravens, man?
Okay, I know. See, it's good when it all comes together, because my phone was very dry Thursday night after we beat Tom Brady. Something that Cowboys fans don't know anything about.
They don't.
But I'll start off with the negatives. Number one, we still got some holes in our defense, and number two, Mark Andrews got hurt, so he was already dealing with a knee sprain, and then he just got a shoulder injury. So we're working with that. However, I love what I saw. And remember, the big thing I was harping on us about was finish. Can we finish games? Can we finish the fourth quarter? And we did. Lamar Jackson was pretty much flawless the second half. I love the way he controlled the game. And another thing is, Tom Brady wasn't able to run the football. Their offense wasn't able to get the run attack going, because they have one of the worst run offenses in the league. And our defense stepped up in the second half, man. So everything is clicking. But remember what I told you. I said, realistically speaking, the way we're constructed as the Baltimore Ravens, I know we just added Deshaun Jackson, but we're good enough to win the AFC North. We're good enough to beat the Bengals, especially with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
He's out for 6 weeks.
Big loss.
We're good enough. Yeah, we're big. We're good enough to beat the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers, and we're good enough to win one playoff game. But like I told you, I said there's no way we have enough firepower that we can beat the Bills or the Chiefs unless we make that offensive move, right?
Yep.
Trade deadline
Yes.
up. So just keeping that in mind. But so shout out to the Ravens. Just kind of going through the games. Um, I saw in the Niners game, I was very interested in how they were going to get McCaffrey more into the game. They did a great job. I liked what I was seeing out the Niners. Of course, the Rams is tough. Um, the Rams are a team that it's not built to last. It was built. It was good for that for the year. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um, but now we're starting to see that old Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford, right? They don't have a consistent run game. Defense is inconsistent. Um, Got to talk about y'all. Y'all versus the Colts. Wow. I don't even know what was going on in that game, but hey, y'all pulled it out, correct?
Man, I was prepared to give myself therapy. And I still am.
Man, um, another thing I saw, got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Number one, if I was Justin Fields, I would probably demand a trade because that's getting ugly, man, in Chicago. Like, man, this dude is gonna get hurt playing for them, man. Um, and Justin Fields is stretching plays, he's making plays.
One man band.
So he's literally a one man band, and what they're pretty much doing is they're running almost the same offense we're running with Lamar Jackson because they're realizing like, yo, we only got one player, and I mean you can't be under duress, getting hit all the time. Guys are throwing the ball to, fumbling the ball. Defense is just atrocious. Tony Pollard looked like the best running back in the league today. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Um, I would say for the early game, the London game, good to see Russell get a win. That whole situation was starting to get ugly. I don't want it to turn out bad, especially you watching a black quarterback. Um, how are you feeling about these early London games?
Well, now I will tell you, for me, it gives me a filler between. I don't have to sit there and watch 2 3 hours of NFL pre games, you know. But I was happy that Russ got to cook because
Yeah,
we tried to get Russ. We threw money at Russ and nobody would take our money. That's how we ended up with Wentz. But
yeah,
um,
it was between y'all. It was between y'all, the Colts and the Broncos. I remember that.
yeah, we threw a couple of Loomis trucks at him, man, and he would take our money. But and you're right, it was starting to get ugly up there because even I was starting to say, wait a minute now, come on, Russ, because he threw one interception. I'm like, Russ, what are you doing, man? Right before
Yeah,
halftime.
and I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, bro, I know you're not that bad. Like
Right.
you know what I mean? Like come on, it's like the same guy who went to back-to-back Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Like and almost won back-to-back Super Bowls. You know what I mean? I'm like,
And I'm thinking, man, I know Father Time and jumped on Russ like that. Now, yeah, what did he break his thumb? But at the end of the day, come on, man. But toward the end, I think he just, sometimes, I haven't played college football or pro football. I know you have, but sometimes, when you go from one system to the next, and and then the fact that they got like a new young coach, he's trying to find his way in, and I think sometimes Russ thinks, well, I don't want to step on this guy's toes to just kind of take charge and do things that I normally, because I think he in Seattle, I think he had a green light to kind of do a little bit more on his own, but I think he kind of realized, you know what, I gotta, in order to get this job done, I gotta start cooking. And that's what I saw out of him. And piggyback on what you said about the 49ers and the Rams. Hell, the 49ers just simply have the Rams number and they showed it today. They did, man. They came out and said, you know what? There's nothing changing. We own you guys. They look good. I like the way they integrated what's the all purpose running back that they got from Carolina, because Carolina's having a, yeah, Carolina's having
and
a.
and that's and that's and that's a big thing,
Oh
that
yeah.
trade, because we're in a day and age. Also, look at what the Panthers got. Notice how nobody's giving up a first round draft pick for a running back.
Nope. No, no, I wouldn't. I would barely give them a
I
second
would
round.
like, bro, like look at y'all. Look at y'all. Y'all have three starting running backs. You got McKissick,
Mm-hmm.
Gibson, and Robinson
Yep.
that are all three interchangeable. That can all three, pretty much do. McKissick is more of the passer. You're kind of every down back is more
Right.
so Antonio Gibson, and then you got Robinson is more your bruiser.
Yep.
But you still kind of see the different levels, man. So
But I'll tell you this.
paying big money.
But I'll tell you
Yeah.
this, Brandon. If we tried to trade one, we're not gonna get. Nobody's gonna give us a lot for him.
Antonio Gibson, you might get a third round draft
Right.
if that team is desperate.
Yeah, but we're not getting a first or second. Definitely not a first, and not a second.
I don't know.
In fact,
Man, my last.
huh?
Are you good?
Well, that was
Oh, you good? You good?
that's what I was talking to Chris about when we was talking about Zeke. I said, hey man, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna give you anything for a wide receiver. Hell, you can get a good wide. I mean, not. I'm sorry, not wide receiver. You can get a good running back in the third, fourth, fifth round now. And I think
Man,
the days are gone when they're gonna get paid big money.
I mean, we found out that as long as you have a good line in front, you can plug guys in. I mean, look, DeMarco Murray had an All-Pro season, and then you got Zeke. Then Zeke comes right in and has the same amount of seasons. You know what I mean? Like, and DeMarco Murray was one hell of a player in his prime.
And guess what you don't have to do, Brandon? Guess what you don't have to do? You don't have to pay him a whole lot of money.
No. And even if I had a running back, I wouldn't give him more than a 3-year contract.
Yes.
I wouldn't go higher than 3. They screwed. The Todd Gurley deal messed everything up, man. And that was a tricky one.
Yep. Well, that's
But,
what. Well, see, that's why earlier I did one of my previous summer shows. It was called "Do we? Is it time that we reevaluate the way we pay our running back?" Because I just think, to me, if you're gonna sign, I think running backs need to get their money up front. I mean, like you said, 3 years. If you get your money up front, and then they let you walk. Because if I bring you in under that rookie contract, hell, I can get all your good years out of you, run you into the ground,
That's your best.
and let you walk.
Man, I hate the rookie. I hate the rookie contract, because if you're a first round draft pick on that rookie deal, it's a 4-year, and the 5th year is a team option. But the crazy part is, then they can franchise tag you 2 straight years.
Yep.
So they can have you for 7 years without giving you a guarantee. Because you see, that's what they're doing to Lamar.
Yep.
They're basically baiting him in, because Lamar already said, he's like, bro, I'm not playing under the franchise. I think the franchise tag is the worst thing ever created. It's terrible, right? Because the team is banking on, X, Y, and Z. And when you look at Dak's, whole situation, he gambled, and remember, he broke his leg,
Yes.
But what they want to do is they want to keep giving Lamar the franchise tag. Why? Because you want to get his best years that he's in his prime for him running. And then you're increasing the risk of him getting hurt one of these days.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree.
And I'm not a big fan of the franchise. I wish it didn't happen. And then it just messes people up. So what is Lamar going to do next year? Lamar was like, I'm not playing under the franchise tag. Then if Lamar holds out a training camp, it's like, bro, I'm not going to suit up unless I give me a contract. Now he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like I didn't get mad with Murray when Murray said, "Hey, you know what? Hey, I got to get my money." And if you're a teammate of his and you're like, "Come on, dude, you haven't even accomplished anything yet," I tell people, and you play football. Anytime you're on that field, now I played high school football, but anytime you are on that field, that one play could be your last, whether you're on offense or defense.
Man, look at Tua. pray for him every time he gets back on that field.
Oh, I agree.
Like, look, just look at Tua. He had 2 concussions within 5 days.
Yep.
I, I, I don't, I don't know. That's tough. But you sign up for that though when you lace them up.
Yes. And see the owners, and I don't know about when it comes to the collective bargaining. Um, at the end of the day, what I tell people, the players are never going to beat the owners. Now, and it is what it is. Um, they're not. Even like you said, man, the deal where they can franchise tag you, get all your good years, and then let you walk. Cause I saw the Cowboys did it with DeMarco Murray. You know, and that's why with Zeke, like, hey, I need my money. I'm holding out. Now I don't think anybody else is gonna get a contract similar to Zeke's anymore. No.
Nah, I
Yeah.
would say even Saquon, who's next up, Saquon's not gonna get that type.
No.
Saquon's not that gonna get that type of money. Eckler, Chubb, they ain't finna get that type of money because we see how it is with the running backs. So, one of my last things I wanted to talk to you about, man, the trade deadline is November 1st.
Right.
What big moves do you think need to happen?
Well, I mean, you now from a commander's standpoint, I just think we just need to stay pat, man. To be honest with you, I think you guys, the Ravens, need to try to. The Ravens need to get them They need to get my man some toys. Now we had that conversation last week. And I don't know who you guys are eyeing, but now I don't think my man, who you guys just picked up, I think his days are gone. Now he may still have some.
Yeah, man. I mean, it would have been nice to get Deshaun Jackson 5 years ago.
Yes,
You know?
yeah, yeah. But the Ravens do need to make a move. You know, uh, OBJ would be great. But they need to get somebody in there because, and just like what we're talking about, when it comes to the Ravens, and you know your team a lot better than I do, but they seem to always win the season. They're seasonal winners, but when it gets to the playoffs, it's almost like, okay, hey man, we gotta start building our team to go a little bit farther than where we're going, if that makes sense.
We do because in the playoffs, I hate to say it, but it's about your superstars, man.
Yes.
Because we gotta think about it. If the only superstar we have is Lamar Jackson, that's great. But if we're playing the Bills, okay, on their defense they got 2 All-Pro safeties. Edmonds is not a bad linebacker. Oh, and Von Miller is one of the greatest pass rushers on earth. Then on the opposite side of the ball, you're going to have a top-tier Hall of Famer at quarterback and wide receiver. So, do we have the personnel to match up against the Chiefs or the Bills? Yes. But, in order to beat those teams, you have to put 40 points on the board. And with our methodical play of running the ball and everything, can we put up 40?
Well,
That's
you,
the
you
thing.
you either need to put up 40 or control the game and keep those guys on the sidelines. You, you,
And that's what we've been leaning on is our run game and controlling that clock.
like you said, man, you got to put up 40 because one thing about those Chiefs, they can look like crap for 3 quarters and just explode in 1 quarter. Like, man, you know what I mean? And the Bills,
Because I look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are literally like the Golden State Warriors of
yes,
football.
yes. I think they get bored playing
You know,
sometimes.
with the Golden State Warriors, you could be up, you could be beating them by 20. You're really up by 7.
Yep,
Don't get it twisted. Like all it takes is one of them light skinned dudes to get hot, and it's over.
it's over. And sometimes I think they just get bored playing. It's like, okay, is it time to just kick it in? Okay, let's kick it in. Yeah. But like I said, now when it comes to the Bills are a team that's just gonna get off the bus and beat you from first quarter to the fourth quarter. Right
Yeah,
now, to me, they are the best team in football.
yeah, they're the most complete team in football. They can dominate every phase of the game. Only thing they don't have is their running backs. They do running back by committee, and that's just a little bit of their weak point, right? I would say a little bit of their run defense. So we were able to kind of crack that code a little bit. Of
But,
course, we had their number, but we just didn't finish that game.
but going
I
back to
wouldn't say the Bills,
going back to what you were saying, you really don't have to have that dominating running back as long as you got that offensive line and all those other parts. You know.
as long as your offensive line mowing the yard, it don't matter who putting gas in the engine.
It doesn't matter. Well, hey Brandon, man, let me let you go, bro. Appreciate you calling. Yeah, let me let you get a plug in, man, for what you do, my man.
Yes, sir. My name is Brandon Cooper, man, from Grand Prairie, Texas. I am the Ravens fan extraordinaire. And, man, my boys and I from Grand Prairie, Texas, we do our own podcast called the D1 Ignite University Podcast. We're on Anchor, we're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on Spotify Podcast. That's the letter D, one, the number one, Ignite, IGNANT University. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Come follow us. Check us out, man. We chop up a lot of game. And we all are different fans of different sports teams, man. So we go at it.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, no problem. Appreciate it, man. Keep doing God's work, brother.
All right, good luck, man. All right. Now, I'm saving the best for last. Because, the show's about you get to call in. Hold on now. If you are calling, you just calling in and you wondering, or you just surfing and you wondering, what the hell am I listening to? You're listening to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. And we're streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. And if you want to call in, our number is 940-329-4110. 940-329-4110. Call in and we will put you live on the show. Now, I thought earlier today that I was going to have to administer therapy for myself. Oh man, and you guys know I am a Commander fan. I'm always dressed in the standard uniform from head to toe. I got the Commander hat, rocking the cool beard, and all decked out with Commander gear from head to toe. But today, my Commanders. Now we are back 500 again. Our record is, whew, we're back at the 500 mark. It's all good from there. But I'm happy that my main man Heineke is our quarterback right now. Uh, I was never on board with that Carson Wentz deal, but I did say, and I'm sure there's someone out there that can pull up the video where I said, "Hey, I'm gonna be on Carson's wagon, but if he screws up, I'm gonna jump off as quick as I can." Now, I did like what I see. Now, we were favored to win this game today, and that's what had me so frustrated. We were favored to win the game. Um, the young man who was quarterbacking for the Colts, we took on the Colts today. Now, I remember Sam Ellinger because he was a quarterback in college for the Longhorns. Now, I don't really say this too often, but one of my favorite college football teams are the University of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner, along with my Razorbacks. Those are my two teams, okay? So I've always been a big follower of OU. And so I watch the Sooners every Saturday. So I'm saying that because I knew when they announced that Sam was going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts, and I started tweeting out, "Hey, man, that is going to be a win for us. We're going to be 500." Because one of the qualities that the young man, now he has heart. When he was at Texas, he would put the team on his back and just win the game by himself. But I knew that wasn't going to happen when he gets to the next level. To be honest, I thought he would he would be more of a slash type quarterback, used similar to how the Saints use Taysom Hill. That's what I actually thought that they would use him more in that kind of role. But hey, they announced that he was their starting quarterback, so I really didn't have no real fear of Sam beating us unless we beat ourselves. And there's an old saying, you don't let a bad team hang around. If you let a bad team hang around, eventually they're going to beat you. Eventually, you don't play with your food. And that's what we were doing. We came out, we're playing well, looking good, and then all of a sudden, now I'm not going to take anything away from the Colts. They had a good, they had a good, strong defense. Their defense showed up. But there were plays to be made, and sometimes when it comes to my man Heineke, he has a better overall grasp of the offense. But sometimes he's limited in terms of what he can do as far as from a passing perspective, because when he doesn't set his feet, there's no telling where the hell the ball's gonna go. I like the fact that he does climb the pocket with his eyes fixed on the field. So but there was a time there when we gave up the lead. We kept letting this bad team hang around, and eventually they had the damn lead not only going into the fourth quarter, they had the lead coming down within the last 2 minutes of the game. I'm like, oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh, hell, I'm going to need some therapy. But Heineke pulled it out. He threw a deep pass to my man Terry Mack, and from there he took it in himself for the go-ahead touchdown. But I was like, man, what are we doing? It's hard being a fan, though. I tell people, man, when you are a fan, when you are a true fan. Now, my fandom with my Commanders go all the way back to, man, the early 70s when I was because I've always been a Redskin football team. Regardless of whatever we name them, I am going to always be a fan. Now, some of the decisions that they make, because I'm like, dude, call a time out. Don't just wait. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Win is a win, not a win when it is a loss or a tie. But I was prepared, man, to give myself therapy, because when Heineke threw that interception, I was like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let's just live to fight another day. But he pulled it out. My Redskin football team / Commanders, we won the game. I don't have... See, I got this thing going on with my job. Whenever my Commanders win, I bring donuts. Not only donuts, I bring Krispy Kreme donuts. So there will be Krispy Kreme donuts tomorrow morning. All right. So now as we sign off, as I play my music, I would like to thank all the guests of the show. Bridget in H-Town, better known as H-Town Bridget. Jay in Grand Prairie. Chris, the world's greatest cowboy fan. Brandon from D1 Ignorant University and his homeboys, who I listen to, and they keep me going. Along with my homeboy Glenn from Arkansas. Now his team took it hard today, so I got to check on my boy. I'd like to thank the Country Kennies down in Little Rock, Arkansas, along with all my friends and family in the booth. Those who are in the great state of Texas and Louisiana and all over the place, and even in jolly old England. Thank you for listening. And also, Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. is streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to my channel. And for all those on the yard, stay golden, baby.